Brian, talk a little bit about Maxeon Solar's independence from SunPower. That they used to sort of be a part of that company, and how in light of SunPower's recent bankruptcy, Maxeon is moving forward with their products and warranties and customer support.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a little confusing, right? They were one company being SunPower, and the cell that SunPower invented and manufactured was called Maxeon. And then SunPower had been around for what was it, probably 35 years or so, and then had reorganization, and they decided to split off because they got really large, right? They were vertically integrated. They did everything from manufacturing through sales support and service, and then through their channel network of vetted installers. And then they broke off and they created SunPower, kept the brand. There was basically the sales and kind of support portion of the business, and then Maxeon, which was just the manufacturer. So they just made panels. They R&D'd and tried to keep pushing the boundaries and making the best product that's available out in the market, and sold through distribution. Where SunPower was, you bought everything right from SunPower directly, and had the model was that you could be an installer or new installer and go to SunPower, learn how to do everything from design, engineering, install, service, solar, have the support, the financing, and everything in one spot with SunPower. And they became probably a little top heavy, and decided to break it apart. And so now, SunPower ended up stop even selling Maxeon panels. They were basically Maxeon's biggest customer for a period of time. They moved on to a couple different panel products, different inverters, and other battery products that were white labeled from other manufacturers with the SunPower name. Um, but ultimately, Maxeon had split off and is doing their own thing, and continues to do so. So I think initially, obviously Maxeon was hurt and needed to spend some time, explaining the history, what had happened, and where they're at, and how they're moving forward. Right, exactly. And they had to be careful, like, hey, well, we're the same thing that we used to make it for SunPower, and we put the SunPower sticker on. Now we're just continuing to make it under the Maxeon brand and going direct to, through distribution to installers and customers. So I think they've spent it was a delicate dance that they had to play to kind of explain the history, the relationship, and then kind of say, listen, we separated in 2020. SunPower, yes, was our biggest customer, but we have thousands of other customers of small and large installers and various other customers through the distribution networks in the United States. And we're doing just fine. We're going to continue pushing the envelope of improving the wattages, efficiencies, aesthetics, and robustness of our product, and carry on under the Maxeon moniker and way of going about things. So, and they've done a nice job of that. But that early on, it was hard to kind of differentiate, but also say that why you love SunPower so much was because of what we made. So it was a delicate dance to get there, but they're carrying on and alive and well, continue to make an industry leading products.
So, what are some of the key, technological advancements in Maxeon solar panels themselves, and how do they compare to other leading brands in terms of efficiency and durability?
Yeah, so I mean, we kind of call them a different animal in our industry, right? They've basically taken any known failures and problems with a solar panel and engineered it out. And then they focused on making a really robust, heavy duty product that also looks really nice. It really is a different look than any other solar panel. You can see one here behind me for those of you that are on video. There's no wiring on the face of the cell. all the wiring is on the back. It's called the interdigitated back contact, and it uses copper wiring. It's the only cell and panel in the world that uses copper in its product, which obviously is more expensive, but it's the best conductor. It's the reason we wire our homes with it. So it makes it more efficient. It makes it available to collect more sunlight because there's no wiring on the face that is quote unquote shading the cell itself. And it has really resilient the way that the cells connect, the way that the panel is manufactured and engineered. It available to be more shade and snow resistant. It's more flexible. It's why the plane that flew into space and has gone around the world on solar energy, the boat that sailed around the world, a lot of the cars that use solar energy, and a lot of the experiments, they're all the Maxeon cell because of this, the resiliency to environmental conditions, its flexibility, it's the engineering that has the copper in the cell, and it's just a kind of a different product all the way across the board. So those are the biggest real differences. It's generally they have one of the highest power densities, so they're high watt, high efficient. They have no light induced degradation, which is basically faltering or kind of decreasing power over time due to having light on them. So a lot of these pieces they spec at the top of the market for, and have, because of they have no failures in their product, they also have the longest warranty at 40 years. So 25 years was kind of standard for part of the warranty, but the products were usually a lot less. And they've stepped up and said, not only are we doing the performance and the product at 25 years, but we're going to just go to 40 years because we have such a low failure rate, and our products are now 40 years old and have proven that out.
How does Maxeon Solar handle warranty coverage and customer service, things like that?
So they have basically through the installer, right? So us as a preferred partner of Maxeon and a vetted installer, which we get a lot. We and our customers are able to get better warranties and more support from Maxeon due to our relationship. So typically, customer has an issue, they reach out to us, and then we take care of any warranty claims with Maxeon directly. But I can say that we haven't had any, so that's the good sign. But if there were something, it's typically it'd be a manufacturing defect, which, like I said, they have the lowest failure rate in the industry. So it'd be a rare occurrence, but we would handle that. We'd reach out to Maxeon. Maxeon would provide us with another panel, and then we would go install it for the customer at no cost to them.
What are the estimated, long-term performance and degradation rates for Maxeon solar panels? You talked about this 40-year warranty. So is it the fact that these Maxeon solar panels just last a lot longer than other types of solar panels?
Yes, and that's so they do there's a lot of testing. Every panel goes through a certain set of standard testing, but then Maxeon also has now 40 years of field use and field testing to show that, like, our panels just don't fail. We've had a tremendous amount of success. They also don't lose a lot of power, so they warrant 25 years. They're at over 92% capacity of their day one capacity, and after 40 years is still at 88%. So 40 years from now, these panels are going to make 88% of what they did in their first year, which is, yeah, it's mind blowing to me to think that they're that resilient and they lose so little power through having the lowest degradation rate in the industry as well. So they really are, at the tip of the mountain for performance and warranty as well.
And you said with other types of solar panels, the fact that the sun is actually on the panels actually degrades them over time. It's kind of ironic that the sun itself, like that, which is what you're putting the solar panel there for, that over time will actually degrade.
It's part of what degrades them, right? Then all the other environmental conditions, but we have light-induced degradation, which basically says that these were manufactured in a building, and they were put on a crate with a bunch of other panels and put into a container and shipped to distribution where they're inside again. And then you're going to take them out and put them on a roof or a ground somewhere, And
Mm-hmm.
the first time the light is really hitting them, there is a degradation that occurs, and Maxeon has none of that. They have zero
Okay.
light induced degradation. And then, yeah, over time, sun beating on them is also part of what their degradation rate is. And one of the biggest failures of solar panels in general are hot spots, from basically the electric architecture shorting out or just getting too hot in certain places due to like glass thickness, the cell